We are going to talk about two different articles. The first one is about Mitch Henriques. Perhaps you have heard of him before. In 2015, he was arrested by policemen who used a lot of violence. They also used a technique which is called in the Netherlands the wurggreep. And in the end, he died because of this arrest. And this article is about the policemen who are disciplined by their actions. And what I think is very interesting, we talked about the rule of law, rechtsstaat, and the rule of law, it means that the people in the country have to obey the rules and the law. But that also applies to the government. It also applies to the police. The moment that they disobey the rules, then they can also meet the public prosecutor and get a sentence. Everyone needs to obey the rule, even the government, the rule of law. Besides that, you can also link the word Trias politica with this article. We know that Montesquieu developed the Trias politica. You have to know the three different powers that there are. We are going to talk about the legislative power, we are going to talk about the executive power, and we are going to talk about the judicial power. And in this article, you can recognize the policeman who belongs to the executive power. In the booklet, in the book itself, they also talk about means of coercion. The moment that someone is a suspect, and someone is a suspect when you have a reasonable doubt that he has committed a crime, then the police can use different means of coercion, dwangmiddelen. They can stop a person and ask for his or her ID. They can arrest a person. They can lock someone up. Yeah. Sometimes they can also search your house or search your computer. For some of those coercions, they need to have permission from the public prosecutor, or they need permission from a special judge, which we call in the Netherlands the rechtercommissaris. The reason behind this is because with some of the coercions, you also violate different rights in the Constitution. And that's the reason why they need permission. Third word that I think is very interesting after reading this article is the principle of legality. I know that in the book they explain it by saying that it guarantees that nobody can be imprisoned without some form of trial. But I think what fits more to this word, the description, is that, the principle of legality means that we can only meet the police the moment they can stop us, they can arrest us, the moment that we do something that is forbidden by the law. That's the principle of legality, legaliteitsbeginsel. Yeah? They can't just make something up and say, okay, stop, this is not allowed. No, it has to be in the law. That's the first article. Article 2 is about Volkert van der Graaf. And you know him as the murderer of Pim Fortuyn. In 2002 and in 2003 he got sentenced to jail for 18 years. However, he didn't complete those 18 years. After 12 years, he was allowed to leave the jail. And the reason because of that is, in the Netherlands, we have the right to release someone on parole. And this is only after having served 2/3 of their sentence and if they have met the conditions, if they behaved well. It's something that can be used as a reward. People who are in jail know that if they behave well, then they only have to serve 2/3 of their sentence. That's the reason behind it. And this article is about Volkert van der Graaf, who didn't obey the conditions that we met with him. There were a few conditions. For instance, he had to talk with the probation service. The probation service in the Netherlands is very important. What we try to do is we try to learn the norms and value once again to this person. Yeah? Socializing. So the probation service in the Netherlands is very important. Besides this, you can also recognize the Trias politica, because they are talking about the public prosecutor. He is the only person who can bring someone to the judge. Remember that well. Yeah? And he belongs to the executive power. The boss of the public prosecutor is the Minister of Justice.